in Brasilia, our capital, and we have a lot of problems because it's difficult to have access to justice, to have a decision, a final decision that can handle the case. The National Council of Justice, which is CNJ, started a program in 2010 to try to help out to build a strong mechanisms to try to develop all these questions. So to be access to the justice nowadays, you can use mediation, conciliation, and arbitration is also growing a lot in Brazil. But the main point here is the mediation. Mediation for us is a process that is based on interest-based negotiations. It's a process that people are gathered together to talk, to have a good conversation. Dialogue is the vehicle that people use to try to find their issues, to try to find their options. And nowadays we have a program that have trained 10,000 mediators to try to help the country. In that sense, it's good because lawyers are training and they are looking to mediation nowadays very strongly. But to talk about collaborative law, our history starts in 2011 with that lady here, Tânia Almeida. She's a doctor, and in 2011 she went to a congress in ABA, and then in a congress she met about this collaborative law. She was pretty excited about that because she's a mediator, and then she started a group of study in 2011. This group has developed, has grown, and we started to study how collaborative process should be. Then we went to San Antônio in 2013 too. Then we met Estudos and a lot of collaborative professionals. And at that point, we were thinking about to have a training, a national training in Brazil. So this is Olivia. She's a director of the Institute. She's also a person very important in Brazil in the collaborative sector. And me here. Hello, I'm here, I'm there. And at that point, we made a lot of friends, which was a good experience. And it was, if I'm not wrong, it was October 2013. And in December 2013, we won a national prize, the most important national prize in Brazil in the justice system, which is the Innovare. That is a national prize, pretty important. And we won that prize with the collaborative practice application. Olivia was responsible to make the application, but in December we won this prize. With that in mind, we established a new form of communication with the market. Then, at that point, I made with my sister, I want to show you that, with my sister and my sister's husband, a video that now it translated to 5 different languages. The first video was in Portuguese, and then it was translated to English, and then to German, to Spanish, to French. I'll show you in English.
Thank you. Thank you.
Think of the word relationship. Relationships are central to our daily life. When a relationship is expected to last, people may form contracts, associations, partnerships, marriages. And when these relationships end, there is a lot involved in splitting up. Separating at the end of a relationship can be a long, exhausting, and painful process involving emotional conflicts and legal disputes. Taking those conflicts and disputes into a judicial process is like declaring war, where the objective of each of the parties is total victory. Take the classic example of a divorce, which traditionally involves, on the one hand, an emotionally distressed husband and a lawyer armed to protect his client, and, on the other, an emotionally distressed wife and a lawyer equally armed to protect her client. In the center of this conflict, a fight about the fruits of this relationship, a home, investments, a pension, and the most precious treasure, the children. And to complete this scenario, a judge who, despite the best preparation, does not know the people involved nor the unique needs of each family. He is given the power of deciding what will happen to everyone and everything in dispute. Too often, the result is that everyone loses. Children grow up in the middle of battles in the courts, parents spend their savings on professional fees and costs, and the family often ends up needing psychological counseling to overcome the trauma of a contentious divorce. The moral of the story is that courts are no place to bring the normal disputes involved in ending a relationship, but there is a better way, a method for resolving issues associated with separation and divorce without recourse to the courts: collaborative law. It is a method which recognizes that the end of a relationship is a human experience that is best addressed by a humanistic process for resolving conflicts. Disagreements between the separating parties are resolved by an interdisciplinary team in a collaborative approach. In a collaborative divorce, everyone works together, constructively, face to face. Husband, wife, collaborative lawyers, and, if necessary, mental health professionals, the children's advocates, financial advisors, all work together in a structured process with the goal being consensus for the benefit of the family. Parties and lawyers sign an agreement whereby they undertake not to take legal action, but to work as a team using constructive dialogue to build solutions and reach agreements. It is a win-win situation. The process is faster, more economical than litigation, based upon consensus rather than power, places value on human relationships, and unclutters courts. Collaborative law was born in 1990 in the United States from the inspiration of a lawyer tired of working in a stressful mode and fed up with the destructive battles involved in divorce-related conflicts. Today, there are highly trained lawyers, mental health, and financial specialists working collaboratively in disputes in the fields of family, civil, commercial law. There are more than 22,000 collaborative professionals worldwide, including in Switzerland. Whether you are a potential client or a professional, you are invited to consider collaborative law. Want to learn more? Visit our website at www.droit-collaboratif-roman.ch.
And we're starting to spread about collaborative practice in Brazil. And this is our first training. It was held by Pauline, Peggy, and Lisa. And at that point, we could train about 200 professionals at the first training. Wow. Then came the second training that we had here, Sherry, to train the trainers. And our training with Sherry for if I'm not wrong, 70 people was over there. The team, Brazilian team, keep going to Congress and trying to learn more about collaborative practice. Our team was getting more and more people involved. So all these people are really involved in collaborative law in Brazil nowadays. We are doing a lot of lectures in Brazil. So in all the states, too many cities, we are talking about that. And people are just loving to hear it, and they embrace this ideas. We could say to you that Brazilians are pretty much involved with this practice. They understand and they try to practice it. Also, through news, there's a lot of articles in newspapers and important newspapers. And here we are a lecture in Rio de Janeiro. This is the most important newspaper in Brazil in the industrial and for entrepreneur sector, which is called Valor Econômico. It's the most important newspaper that we have. Yes. This was the third training that we had. So that one was in São Paulo. The fourth was in Rio de Janeiro again. And then in 2016, in April, we had the fifth training. It was in Rio de Janeiro, and we are going to the sixth training in Porto Alegre. We could say to you that we have nowadays 450 professionals in Brazil that have been trained in collaborative practice. And in fact, we are trying to do our best. We understand and we believe that the world nowadays has no borders, and we can connect to everybody. We can be in whatever place we want to be, trying to make the world a better place to live. In that sense, of course, everybody with their own issues. I have my issues to handle. I have my daughters and my family, which is for me a great experience, because to be a dad, if I have 3 daughters, it's pretty awesome. And we're trying to make the world a better place to live, a peaceful place to live. And there is a video that I'd like to share with you that I have been using in all my lectures, in the trainings that I had, and I would like to share with you. It's the message that we have been passing to our people in Brazil. All can see what we are trying to accomplish. And this is the main message that we have been trying to pass. So it's about all we have been doing